Look what my husband did. He went to Tractor Supply and they had baby chicks on for $1 a piece. That's not all. Here's more. You can't see them, but they are piled down in there. We got 40 baby chicks. I wanted to share with you some pictures that a faithful viewer sent me of some of the crafts that she has done. This is a cardboard heart with a messy bow, and it looks like it's on a distressed board. She's done a good job with that. That is so cute. And here is the salt box house that she has done. I've done some of those at Christmas and made them small and put them on my Christmas tree for ornaments. That's really cute. And here is a crow that she's put on a board and a star. That's adorable. Those are such cute primitive crafts. And Shelly, thank you so much for sending me those pictures and sharing them with us. And now let's go see what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to be working on today. I got this little fence. I showed it in a haul. I know I've shown it to y'all, but if you didn't see the video, I got it at Walmart, and I think I paid $5 for it. And I was trying to figure out here, I was testing on what to do. This was that vinegar and water solution with steel wool. It turned it kind of an orange. It didn't turn it the old look it normally does. Just a different kind of wood, I guess. This is milk paint, I think. You mix equal parts of powder and water together, and it's called driftwood. It's farmhouse finishes. And then this is a stain, just the Waverly stain. I think I'm going to go with this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with this, and then I'm going to take some white or off-white and just kind of streak it to make it look kind of weathered. And I've done up quite a few things to go on here. I've made them and I'm going to put them on there, but I'm going to get this painted first and get started with that. So I don't know how much stuff to mix up. I'm going to start with a tablespoon and hope my container's big enough. Okay, there's a tablespoon. Tablespoon of water. Oops. Okay, I forgot to say, I put some spackling in where the staples were on this. I probably need to sand that back before I get started too, some of it. Some of the staples weren't all the way down in there, so they didn't get covered. I'll be painting it, so it'll be fine. I just won't have a big hole in a lot of spots. So I'm going to mix this up and sand these down a little bit, because this needs to set just a little bit. I started painting it. The driftwood. Of course, it goes on like this, but it dries that real light color. And after this gets done, I'm pretty sure I'm going to take some off-white paint and go over it with that lightly. But I'm making sure I'm going down in between all the pieces. And I'll finish painting this, let it dry, and then go back over it with the white. When I go back over it with the white, I'll come back and show you a little bit of that. Now, I'm ready to just go over it with some white, and I'm using antique parchment from Apple Barrel. And I have a chippy brush. I'm just going to lightly touch it. Get some more on there. I'll go light at first, and if I want to go heavier, I'll go heavier, but go ahead and go up here on the top. a little heavier now. Okay, I am going to continue doing this and then let it dry. Now I'm going to start painting up the things that I have to go on my fence. And this I made in Silhouette software. And it's just going to be a little wheelbarrow. Let's see. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to put it on. Okay, that's supposed to be the kick. Or, you know, the thing to hold it up. There. This is the handle back here. And I looked at this, and I went back into Silhouette software, and I rounded this edge here. And I think maybe I'll round that too. But for right now, that's okay. Okay, there's where it goes, I think. You'll see it once it's painted and stuff. I think it'll look better. But I am going to start with, to give it all a coat, I got some watered down Waverly here, and I'm going to give it all a coat of this. And I think probably, I'm not sure. I know I'm going to paint that. And I'll leave this here the same. And the little stand that holds supposed to hold the cart up, I'll leave it the same. And I'm not sure how I'll do the tire. The wheel. It's not a tire, it's a wheel. Now this is dry. I'm ready to start on it. And I was looking at this and I decided my wheel, it was just plain. And I decided it needed something to make it look like it was... I should make this just a wee bit longer. I might do that in my pattern. But it needed to have something to look like it was holding the wheel on. And I made a circle. And it looked better. But then I decided to make little cogs. Like it was through there and then the cogs have been nailed through. Or hammered in. So I made a little circle. And put the little cogs in it with the circle in the middle, which I don't know. But I think that will make it look like it has something holding it on. That's got to go up further. That wouldn't hurt to be shorter. Because when you turn your wheelbarrow this way, it doesn't need to be that long. Okay, I'll deal with that. All right. Just going to revise the pattern a little more. Put that aside. I'll put that a little, probably I'll put a brown on that. And on this, the wheelbarrow part, I'm going to paint it English Ivy. And then I'll let it dry. And probably go around it with some dark wax or some ink or something. And then I'm going, after I get done with all that, I'll glue it all together. And I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have 3 more projects to do to go on this, I think. Yep. I'm going to do one project, but this one project's going to have a lot of stuff on it. So I'm going to finish this up. Now I'm just going to... It's dry, and I'm just going to distress it up. It's supposed to look like an old garden cart. And I'll go around the edges, and I'm going to go in the middle, too. I need something to wipe that back with. Want some of the wood showing here and there. That just has one coat on it. Maybe I need a rougher texture. See how this one does. Okay. Now, I think I'll put some wax on it to get rid of the streaks. I hope that helps. Now, I went and got my Fusion clear wax. Let's see how that does. Yeah, that's working. Now it just looks worn. I'm fixing to glue it together. I was trying to get it where it goes. Think about like that. This is way too long. It should be coming about even with that, I think. So I'm going to cut a little at a time. I might have cut too much off. Okay, well, I will put it about right there. This is supposed to sit. First off, what I'll do is put this on there. I'm using the Beacon Quick Grip. Need to roll this up. I finally found some of this at Walmart, and it wasn't in the craft department. It was back by the automotives and stuff. Paint, spray paint, and that's type. All the glues they have back there, I found it. Now I'm going to hold that there for just a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to bring it right about even with that. I want that straight. I want enough room to put my wheel on. Wait, when I put it on my fence, I'm going to make it tilt like that. Okay, that's all right. That's good. Go ahead and glue this on there. Have glue oozing out. Okay, that will be about like in the center there. I did go ahead and round this on my pattern, and I'll cut this one back on my pattern. I think I'll go, well, I don't know if I'll round the handle or not. Okay, that's got to look like it's in the center. All right, that looks like it to me. I'm going to let this glue sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to put this piece here on where I want it. I think right there. It's butted right up against the cart, because when you have it on a tilt, it works. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue it on there. Think about right there. Okay, now I'm going to leave that alone and let it dry for a little bit. And then when I can move it, I'll start on something else. All right, that's drying. And I'm going to have this chicken up on the cart. And I'm just going to paint him black. Well, I'm going to paint this and that first, and his beak. I'm going to use cardinal red, and on his beak, salted caramel, and then black for the chicken. It's just going to be simple painting on this. I'll start with my red. I'll probably have to give it 2 coats. Then I'm going to go on to, after I do the red, I go to the beak. And then I'm going to paint the chicken black, and I'll come back after I get this all painted, because it's just basic painting. Now, I finished painting it. I'm going to distress him back also, like I did the wheelbarrow. And then I'm going to put some wax on him also. Now I'm going to take some of the brown Jolie top coat and go over the chicken with that. It will bring that black out more in the distressing. I'll put this on there, and then I'll wipe him back, and he'll be finished. So now all I'm going to do is take the chicken and put it back here and glue it onto the cart. And I also think I'll get out my distress ink. I should have done that but I'm going to do that before I glue that on, and go around this, because it's so plain. And I kept thinking, that looks so plain. It's because I didn't use anything on it, right? Yep. Okay. Okay, I have my distress ink out in walnut, and I'm just going to go, I've already went around the cart. Now I'm just going to go around this and around the wheel. That's already looking better. That gives a little bit of depth. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. Now I can glue my chicken on. Now I have a little sign I made, and it's going to have welcome on it. And I'm using the Waverly Antique Wax, but it has some black in it, so it's a little darker than that. I wanted just a little bit different of a tone of wood. But I'll finish staining this, and I'll wipe it back, and then I'm going to take my letters here that I have, and I think I'm going to paint them white so they'll show up. All right, I have decided that I'm going to go in with, on the letters, with Salted Caramel by Americana. Just gives it a little more umph, a little more color. And I'm going to paint each one of these. and then I'll glue it to my board, and then I'll need to put, I have drilled holes, or I have holes in this pattern, and I'll put a little piece of wire so I can hang it on the gate or the fence. Okay, I thought I'd share with you. I had 9 eggs that I put in the incubator, and they're now starting to hatch, and that's going to be on top of the 40 that we already have. So there's one, and maybe there's another one back there. I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep an eye on them, and I'll let you know. Maybe in this video, I don't know, but I'll let you know how many I end up with. So I've got this little birdhouse that will go on the other side of it that I cut out. I made and cut out. And I've painted the roof of it olive green. And I'm going to pull all this stuff off of here now and paint the birdhouse itself clover. And I have a little sign here that I made that says tweet and some little flowers and a bird, and I'll paint those here in a minute, but I'm going to get this, I want a little peg that goes in the hole, but I'm going to paint up my birdhouse right fast and get that done. And I hope I'm sure I have enough of this. Whoa, that was runny. It's either runny or thick. Okay. Now, let's see what that looks like, and then up against that green, that other green. And that's a little spot that I made a circle to paint black. And I'll just go over it. I'll paint it. Too much time trying to go around it. I want to paint this right fast and put the green roof on there. Let's see how that's going to look, the colors. Okay, now. Oh, I think that will be fine. All right, I'm going to let that dry and give it a second coat because it's going to need it. The roof's ready to go on it. I need to put this in a baggie. I am going to stain my little sign with a light stain, and I don't have it here with me again. But I want to go ahead and start on my bird. Let me get my brush put up and get a brush out for my bird. Well, I went ahead and stained the little sign, and I used some Waverly way watered down wax. So my tweet will show up. And I'm going to paint my little bird Vintage Mustard by Folk Art. I got this off of Amazon. I think it's a pretty color, and I think it'll go really pretty with that. And I'll just paint it all this color, I think, and the wing. I've picked my colors out. It takes me so long to pick something out, I'm telling you. So, I have here a, by Folk Art, coral. It's called Fire Coral. And I'm going to put an orange in the middle, or a yellow, a dark yellow. That's a pretty color. Makes a pretty flower. Okay, and then the next one, I hope that doesn't dry out so I'm finished. We're going to go a blue, and that blue is by Delta Tahiti Blue. I used that on a little bird one time here a while back. That's a pretty color. I think all these colors will look good with that green. Okay. And then the next one, I'm going to paint this one white, or off-white, the same color. It's the antique parchment. Makes it look like a little daisy. Okay, that's cute. And then I have this little bitty one. I pulled out a... No, I don't have the right... I wanted a yellow, but I can't do it the same color. And I don't like the goldish yellow, and I don't like a real pale yellow. Oh, I'll try putting this... what is this? Pink Sky by Waverly. It may be too close to the coral there. It'll be all right. I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm just going to dot the middle with probably some of this salted caramel. The same color I used on the sign. What else do I have left to paint on this? I think that's it. Painted the bird, the flowers. Oh, I've got to wait till this dries, and then I've got to paint that circle right there black. And then I can start gluing it all together. Okay, I'm just using my stylus for the center, and I went with Golden Sunset. I must have put it up. But it was Apple Barrel Golden Sunset. And I'm thinking I want the brighter yellow in that one. Probably really doesn't matter. I'm just doing that. Makes it easy. Wipe that off and see if I can find it. Ew, I don't like that color. I'm just not a person that's fond of yellow. At all. Okay, this is Kingo. It's a little different shade, I think. It's a brighter yellow. And it's by Apple Barrel. I don't even think it's going to show. That little old dot could have used anything. I would have noticed, though. Okay, those are ready. My birdhouse is still drying. I need to go over my little bird one more time. Let it dry, and then I'll be able to put it together. Well, I took my little finger sander and scrubbed some spots off of this. It looks all scratched up now, so I'm going to go over it with some clear wax by Fusion. Need to loosen that up. I'll take the scratch marks out of it. Okay, and I will take my Distress ink when this dries a bit and go around the edges of it. Okay, that looks good. Looking around for my little center stick. I had it sitting here. Oh, there it is. That will go in there. So I'll set that where I don't lose it. That'll go on there. I'm going to go ahead and distress this a little bit too. I'm going to do it off camera because I don't want to get the... I'll be right back. I just don't want to get that dust all over everything here. Okay, I finished scrubbing it with this. Now put the wax on it. Let it dry. And I'll go around again with the Distress ink on this and the birdhouse itself. And then I'm going to distress this also with my little finger sander. And those are so small, I'm not going to do those. Okay, I went around this with the Distress ink and my little bird and a little bit around some of the flower. Now I'm going to go around this because it really needs it. And then I think my birdhouse will be dry enough. I can go around it too. Okay, I want it good on the tips of my sign. All right, that looks good. And now on this birdhouse, I won't have to go there. That will be covered up. I'm going to finish this up and I'll be back. And I forgot about my little circle here. So I've got to do that. I'm ready to start gluing it all together. And I'm going to use this big Beacon quick grip on the top of the roof, And then for the little flowers, well, I can use the Beacon on this one. But for the little flowers, I'm just going to use the Aleene's quick dry glue because it is a small tip, and those are little bitty flowers. I did go back on this one here and put a white metal instead of the yellow. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Now I'm going to finish my little bird. And I have everything else glued down. I need to get the wire on this. And here's my wheelbarrow. And when I started to put this on my picket fence, I had shortened this. And then in my pattern, I went and shortened it. And I did round this, and I rounded this right here in my pattern. But I put this back to being longer because when you tilt it, this needs to be down like it's hitting the ground. And it's supposed to be tilted. It's one of those kind like that. So I put this back the way it was, rounded these tips. And after I finish the bird up, I'll be ready to glue it onto my picket fence and figure out what else I want to do with this. All right, I ended up with 8 baby chicks out of the incubator. As you can see, Kit Kat's real interested. That's why I have it weighted down. But right there's 4, but I ended up with 4 more. And the one that I had the X on, it wasn't any good. So there wasn't a baby in it, or it had started and quit a long time ago. And so now I've got all those baby chicks and the other 40. Now, I have everything glued on. I've took some wire and wrapped it around, or made a little hanger, and then put a little, it's kind of like a tack nail right there. But I did kind of make that, twisted so it wouldn't come off as easy. And I wanted it to lean to one side. And now, since it goes through the summer, I want to put a flag on it. So I think I'm going to, I'm making one right now, and I'm going to go out to the yard and get a stick, and I'll hang it on the stick. But so far, let's see if I can get this out of my way. This is what I have. I took some of this material here, and I guess you'll probably want to know what size I made it. But this much of it right through here is going to wrap around the stick. So I put it about 6 inches by about 3.5 inches. And I just made the little strips of white. They're just a little bit over 1/2 inch. They're between what is that right there in the half, between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. And I'll put those on there with some glue. I'll put this on there with some glue. And then this, I'll probably pull this down a little bit because this I'm going to wrap around the stick. And I don't think I left enough length for this to go around the stick. I could cut another piece because it may not fit perfect. I think that's what I'll do. I'll cut another piece that fits from here to there, and that would make that blue section 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches by 2 inches. Now, I am going to get my fabric glue. I happen to have some I got from Dollar Tree, the Aleene's fabric tack. And I'm just going to glue all that on there like that. And then I'm going to go find me a stick.